Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of Get Into It. I'm Ramona Remisat, personal trainer for your intuition, teaching you how to trust it with unwavering faith so that you can take fearless action in your lives and in your businesses. It is June 4th. Here we are almost halfway through this year, which is incredible. If you guys had a 2019 forecast reading with me, be sure to go back and check your June messages. A lot of you have been emailing me, telling me how in sync your monthly messages have been as you've been moving through this year, so that's awesome. So I want to ask you this question. Have you ever felt like something is blocking your ability to get clear, accurate, and reliable messages from your intuition? And if you have, you are definitely not alone in that. A lot of people ask me this question, like they come to me, they're like, I don't know what's going on. Is it just me? But I feel like there's something blocking me. Now I want to assure you that actually there is one massive block that pretty much every single person has when it comes to intuition. And I don't know if anybody watching wants to hazard a guess, but if you do, you can put it in the comments. I'll give you a second for that. But basically it is this. It is our brain, or more specifically, it's our thinking. And so what I want to share with you today is how we move through this block. So this goes back to quantum physics, and I don't want to get all technical on you with that, but it really stems from this idea that thoughts become things, right? And if you think about that for a minute, every single thing that exists started with a thought, right? So our thoughts are incredibly powerful, and the reason for that is because a thought carries a vibrational frequency, and the universal language, or the language of the universe, is vibration and frequency. So when you have a thought about something, you are sort of emitting a signal that the universe will hear and respond to. So if you have any kind of thinking along the lines of, I don't have intuition, I'm not intuitive, I'm not good at it, I'm making things up, and you allow those thoughts to kind of be going on in the background, that is going to prohibit you from getting clear and accurate and reliable intuitive messages. Like I said earlier, that's that block. Now, it doesn't even have to be a conscious thought, right? It doesn't have to be where you kind of let it, simmer to the surface and you acknowledge that. It can be, like I said, very subliminal, right? A lot of people have sort of this thinking that in order to be intuitive, you kind of have to have it bestowed on you as a gift, right? Or, you have to be one of those people that from a young age kind of had some weird experiences, and maybe, you're talking to dead people and these kinds of things, or you're seeing things, and that is not the case. I can assure you everybody has intuition, just like everybody has muscles in their body. However, there are some people that choose to develop those muscles, right, and have more definition and have stronger muscles, and it's the same thing with intuition, right? So we all have it. It's not that you don't, it just might mean it's not working for you the way you want because you haven't fully developed it, all right? But I also want to give you a tool that can help you get past this block of the mental stuff where you might be thinking, I'm not intuitive, I can't really do this. When you do feel like something's coming in, that's a message from your intuition, you're second guessing it or telling yourself you're making it up. So again, we're going to use the power of our thoughts to reprogram and replace those other thoughts that you have been telling yourself. So what I'm talking about is working with affirmations. Now, before I get into that, I want to address something important about affirmations, because I have had people come to me and say things like they don't work, they're just not effective, and oftentimes they won't be if you are making two mistakes when you're using them. Mistake number one is having too many. You should really only be working with 1 or 2, at the max 3 affirmations. But there are people who rattle off these lists of 10 plus, and it's not going to work because number 2, the second mistake is there's no emotion attached, right? If you're just rhyming off, affirmation after affirmation, you're going to start to sound robotic and you're just saying words. There's no emotion attached. The power of affirmations are that it evokes an emotion, because again, an emotion carries a vibrational frequency that the universe is going to respond to. If you're really excited, it's like you're almost vibrating with excitement. You're like, I'm so excited, right? Same with fear. If you've ever been in a situation where you've had something really terrible going on and you're fearful, you're shaking, right? Because it's scary and you're having that physical response. So when we say an affirmation, you want to make sure it makes you feel something. And if it doesn't, skip it, move on, or create your own so that it does evoke that emotion. All right, so now that we've covered that off, some affirmations that you can use are things like saying, I easily hear my intuition, right? Or I like this one, I listen, I trust, I take guided action. You can also say things like, intuition is easy for me, right? Or something to that effect. I had some other ones. I trust my hunches and gut feelings, right? That gets us out of the second guessing ourselves, or, where we're saying, I think I'm just making this up, right? So you can say, I trust my gut feelings and my hunches. Right? What else did I have written down? I'm willing to take risks if I feel guided to do so, right? Because a lot of times people, if you're making a big choice or a decision, that can feel risky, right? But if you get into understanding what guidance feels like, then it's easy for you to make those choices and decisions because you're being guided to do so. It's not just a whim or something willy-nilly that's coming through. I easily access my intuition every day. So you can see, you can play with these. Again, don't just use these because I said so. If they don't make you feel something and you don't really believe the words that are coming out of your mouth, they're not going to work. So craft one that makes you feel and makes you believe in those things. Hey, Haley, nice to have you here. It's awesome. Right? So you want to use something that, that resonates with you. Never use an affirmation because somebody else said so if it is not making you feel something. But saying these out loud in front of a mirror is a way to reprogram that brain, reprogram your thinking, and replace the blockage, the blocked thinking of you telling yourself, I can't do this, I'm not intuitive, I'm not special enough, whatever that soundtrack might be that you're telling yourself in the background, right? Because if you're saying those things, remember, thoughts become things, it will put up like a lead wall around you. No matter how many messages are coming through, you're not going to be able to really grab onto those. Does that make sense? I hope so. Stuff isn't brain science. Well, in a way it's brain science, but you know what I mean, right? So take that, start working with some of those affirmations. If you want to report back here, I would love to hear from you and let me know how that is maybe shifting your ability to feel like you're getting more clarity in your intuitive messages, and maybe you're not second guessing them as much. Because if you second guess them, you're not going to follow the guidance. If you don't follow the guidance, well, then it's kind of like those people who say, I really want to win the lottery, and they never buy a ticket. Know what I'm saying? So there you have it. That's my tip for today. Take it, run with it, apply it, and share it out. And if you want to get even better with your intuition, specifically in the realm of trusting it, I do have a few extra spots left for my Trust Your Intuition workshop happening next week, June 11th from 9 until 12. It's just $47. We are going to dive into doing some actual exercises that will help you identify your intuition, how it shows up for you so that you can start to trust it more and more. All right, so if you can't make it but you're interested, also let me know, because I'll probably be running it again, and share it with some friends. Maybe they would like to join us. All right, guys, that's what I have for you today. Go out, enjoy this beautiful day. I hope it's beautiful where you are, and we'll see you back here next week for a new episode of Get Into It. Take care.